during the election, people will be banging on your door demanding that you listen to their manifestos. And this film is about writing your own manifesto. I've written my manifesto, and it's a manifesto for the arts. But today what we're going to be doing is finding out if people are energised about the arts, so that they will help me write a people's manifesto for the arts. Let's see if we can find some people. So this is my manifesto here, and when people come knocking on my door, I'm going to be saying to them, well look, number one on my manifesto is that all schools should be art schools. And number two is that we ought to deepen our ties with Europe. And number five on my manifesto is, should we scrap student fees? Well, I think the Labour Party have already listened to my manifesto there, because that seems to be in their manifesto. Number six, can we halt the closure of foundation courses? And number seven, can we cancel the EBAC, which limits students' choice in schools? And in at number 11 is that we ought to allow 16 and 17-year-olds the vote, so that we can encourage them to take part in democracy. So that's what I'll be surprising politicians with when they knock on my door. What will you be surprising politicians with when they knock on your door? Let's write that manifesto now. We're going to write a people's manifesto, but it's going to be a manifesto for the arts. We want the arts to be more central in the election. So let's see how we get on. I've got my pen here, and on the other side of my manifesto, I've got a white sheet of paper. Hello, we're trying to write an arts manifesto. Are you interested in the arts? You're interested in the arts? I saw you look back. Are you interested in the arts, sir? Are you going to vote in the election? Are you going to be voting for cats in the election? No. We're trying to write a people's manifesto for the arts here. And this is my manifesto here. It says we should have more art in schools. So it's all about the arts. But would you have an idea about the arts that you would like to contribute to this manifesto? I mean, do you think the arts help mental health? I haven't actually got that on my manifesto yet.
Yeah, potentially they do. Of course they do. It's whatever helps people, isn't it? Like whatever they can.
Now, how can we frame that for these politicians across here? So should we say that we need more art in schools for mental health, or do we need to take mental health more seriously?
Take mental health more seriously.
Okay, so let's have that. So we can be point one.
Uh-huh.
You said it's about self-expression there, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's about freedom of expression in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So mental health and expression is an important thing.
Yeah.
More expression about, maybe it's well-being, is it mental well-being?
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for speaking to us.
That's all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye-bye. Well, we've got point one. Take mental health more seriously, more expression about mental well-being. Haven't quite got the arts in there, but it works well. It works well.
Yeah, well, working for an arts and mental health charity, just the knowledge that if you take part in arts activity, it helps. It helps to calm you down, and for a period of time, you are an artist. You're not labelled by anything. Right. It's a great way of expressing yourself.
Now, this is my manifesto for the arts. Are you interested in the arts? So I'm trying to make the politicians sit up and listen during the election.
Don't give a fuck about anything the politicians.
What worries you about the election then? Will you vote on June the 8th? That's the voice of the people, telling a truth that a lot of people hold, I think. Now look, I've got my manifesto here. I'm trying to make these politicians listen to me, but I'm trying to write a people's manifesto for the arts here. Have you got an idea that you would like to add to it? Earlier we had somebody who came up and said we ought to take mental health more seriously. What do you think? Is there something you want to say?
We work in primary school.
Yeah.
Ah, right. Do you work in? Are the arts cherished in our primary schools?
No, because that's where the funds
Creative curriculum's pushed out.
The creative curriculum's going to be pushed out.
Do you think all schools should be art schools?
I think it should be an element of art, not purely art.
No, we need the arts and sciences, of course.
Yeah.
Well, we want to have a Leonardo subject
I
in
see.
primary school, you see, so a mixture of art and sciences. Point number 2 then is about not pushing the creative subjects out of the primary.
Yeah.
Do you need more CPD? Do you need more training in the arts? And do you have
more funding?
more
More
funding?
importantly.
So certainty about funding.
About the funding, yeah.
So certainty about funding.
Fair funding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fair funding. So we need to stop the creative. Well, how can we do that in a positive way? So you can say, you know, we need to
To
check.
enhance
Value,
the creative
yeah.
Okay,
value.
now you're a teacher, aren't you? Enrich, and perhaps cherish. Thank you. I'm going to add that to the arts curriculum. Thank you. Okay, so we've got 2 points now on our People's Manifesto. We need to take mental health more seriously because it's about, you know, self-expression on some level, and we need certainty about fair funding, and we need to enrich and cherish the creative curriculum and stop it being pushed out of primary education. And we had 2 primary school teachers telling us that there. You've come back. I knew you would come back. You've come back. Now look, have you got a point that you would like to put to this lot in here during the election? You could say, you know, have a world passport or something. So
Yeah.
and how can we tell this lot over here during the election that the arts are important? I mean, is there a particular aspect of it?
I'm not with you. You mean you want to
I want to tell
you
the
want to mix politics with art?
I suppose I do, yeah. Do you think that's a good idea?
Bullshit.
That's bullshit. So
Okay.
do you think the art should be outside of politics then?
Oh yeah, there's nothing to do with it
Yeah.
because politics will play with art, and also they play with your art. You know.
But
Image.
should we say that? I mean, that's a good point, isn't it? Should we say that art and politics should not be mixed? That could be part of the manifesto. That could be part of the manifesto that art and politics should
Not
keep
manifesto for politics. They don't need manifesto. Politics, they are only doing for money. It's only this.
It's only about money.
When they do the revolution in France, they cut the head of the king. Okay, but the people who cut the head of the king, they cut the head of the people who helped to do the revolution, which is, you know,
That's
who
what
is fucking
happens.
who.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's nothing changed.
No, I understand. Yeah,
You understand?
I do.
So
yeah.
I'm sorry if I don't help you for that.
Okay, thank you. No, it's a very well argued point.
Okay?
Okay.
So if you talk about, and to be honest, if you talk about politics and you want to know people, maybe they will don't tell you the truth
Yeah,
because they're a bit
yeah.
okay.
Okay. All right. Have a good. Welcome to London. So, despite our friend not wanting to take part in this, I think we can conclude that, in his view, that art and politics shouldn't mix. So perhaps we ought to have that as point 3 in our manifesto. A clear separation between art and politicians. I think it's clearer if you have politicians rather than politics. That allows art to be political, but you don't want art made by politicians. You don't really want curators hobnobbing with politicians, putting on exhibitions that the politicians like. So in a way, I do agree with that chap. But anyway, it doesn't matter whether I agree or not in this manifesto, because this is the People's Manifesto, and democracy is about diverse opinions. We're looking for point 4 now. Now this is my manifesto for the arts. So this is coming in on Twitter live as we speak.
This is coming in on Twitter live-ish as I'm reading Twitter.
Okay.
Art access is a human right.
Okay, so, okay. Enshrine the right of all children to study the arts in all schools. All right, I think 5 points is a really good number actually. It brings my manifesto up to 16 points, which would be good. So we're looking for this 5th point from the public here. I'm writing a People's Manifesto for the Arts. Have you got a point about the arts that you would like to put forward to these politicians? Now I've got ideas here about art being important for mental health, and 2 primary school teachers said they wanted certainty about funding, and French guys thought there ought to be a clear separation between the arts and politicians, and then somebody thought we ought to enshrine the right of all children to study art in schools. What's the relationship between PE and physical well-being and art, do you think? What's that?
It clears the mind like art does.
Right.
And I think it's an outlet.
So if we were to have a manifesto thing here, what would we write about PE then? So what could we write?
Think about like dance is art.
Right, yeah, dance, physical education,
the
choreography.
movement, the art of the body, the expression of the body.
So that's to do with, yeah, that's a great idea. So that is to do, I'm going to have to take my manifesto off for the moment because I can't move my arm around. So it's about dance, physical education. That is a manifesto pledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Jenna.
Janet. Nice to meet you. I'm Bob.
Nice to meet
Bob
you,
and
Bob.
Roberta Smith here.
Thank you for being here.
No, thank you. Great. Well, we got our 5 pledges, thanks to Janet. And they're good pledges as well. And the last one, I think, is also philosophical, really. It's saying that art and physical education are really important for children because it's about giving them the space to be themselves. Democracy is about diverse points of view, but whatever your manifesto, on June the 8th, get out there and vote. I'm going to vote because Nelson Mandela spent 27 years on Robben Island, and because Martin Luther King said that little black kids and little white kids should, get to the mountaintop together, and he wanted his vote to count for something. And because my parents' generation fought in the Second World War and they fought for democracy. So whatever you vote for humanity and you vote for democracy.
The star of the NEA! Jessica Vorsanger just tweeted in to say, B months, CB boat, B months sound great!